Brightest blessings, everyone, and welcome to. Whew, sorry about that. Welcome to Brightest blessings, everyone, and welcome to Mystic Readings. I am Mandy, aka Mistyka, and today we have your spiritual forecast. Today we have your spiritual forecast for March 22nd, 2023. Before you, you see my usual deck, and I also have an addition of my runes. Now, runic reading is usually specific to Norse witchcraft as well as any Norse pagan practice. I am not devoutly Norse pagan, but I am a general practitioner of most Norse witchcraft, as well as Druidic paganism. So before you, you see my lovely runic set, which is actually made from amethyst. Amethyst is kind of my gem. I always use amethyst in one way or another, and I figured for this reading, I would figure out which rune is best to give a general idea of what this will be about for this reading today. So this is Raido. Raido means a journey. As basic terms as it can get, Raido means a journey. So if any of you have a journey ahead of you, it could mean a lot of different things. It could be a physical journey, a spiritual journey, it could be just about any kind of journey you can think of, even if it's just a journey on playing your video games. But I will place this lovely gem right here. Move my runic aside, and we are going to draw the deck to see. Whoop, we actually got one card left behind. So why don't we leave that one out, because that one fell out of the deck. Usually when a card falls out of the deck, it usually means that it has some meaning that is most important. So I usually do a 3-card spread, and I usually pull one card from each of the 3 decks that I set out. But I am just going to draw 3 cards directly from the top. We have Moving On, Hope, and Memories of Love. I'm going to place the deck over here. So for today's reading, we have quite the interesting set. What's interesting, when you add up all of these cards for the numerological meaning, you actually just get one, which is the primal force, universal force. I actually quite love the design for the Hope card and the Moving On card, because you see a man that is carrying a compass. There are leaves passing out of the passage that he is coming out of, a very dark passage by the looks of it. And he is walking into the light. He's well dressed. He knows where he's going. He looks like he's on a journey himself. The leaves are usually what is being left behind as you're moving on in this journey. So what does this journey entail? This indicates that there is a type of journey ahead. So what kind of journey are we looking at? We are looking at a journey of hope. So you're probably thinking, what the heck, Mistyka? What on earth does that even mean? So this number, pardon me, my nails are a little funky today. We look at the number 17. So 17, when added together, is a balance of power. So we see that equal balance, what we got at the beginning of the week from working with Ostara and seeing what Ostara had to offer us for this week. So Ostara, interestingly, had to offer us a journey of hope for the final turn of the week. So when we look at the hope card, what is it about it that indicates the reason for the journey? So we have someone with outstretched hands holding a bright light, and in the light, I don't know if you can see it, I'll tilt it this way, there is a shape of a person in that light. So we are always holding our hands out for some form of hope, no matter who you are, what you do for a living, who you live with, anything. Every person in some form, no matter how small, holds out for hope in some way. So the journey ahead is one where we are holding out for some aspect of ourselves that is in search of hope. We are always reaching out for it because we are always dwelling in that aspect. We are never fully seeking it. We are simply dwelling in that desire. And no one is ever really rejecting of hope. They are always very much welcoming of hope. If you're rejecting hope, you are not just... If you are rejecting the idea of hope, then that is a struggle that it probably comes with why you need the compass along the way as well. Sometimes we need a little guidance. And that guidance is never shameful. It's never not necessary. Sometimes we just need it in order to move forward in some form. So how do we get to that path of hope? How do we get to that journey of hope? Well, we look at our inner memories of love. And it can be any aspect of something that you love. Some people look at memories of love as a departed loved one. Others may look at it as a lost friendship. They might look at it as a family member that has passed on. Or simply fond memories that you've had throughout your life. So in order to look at these cards, we have to do a little inner reflection. This is a journey. Please don't forget that. This is most definitely a journey. It may be the beginning of the week, but we are never too late for a journey. So in order to reach the precipice of this journey, what is it that we actually need to look at within ourselves? The main thing that we have to look at within ourselves is our memories of not just love, but of hope. So if we are struggling, if any of you are struggling with something this week, the path forward is to look at your memories that bring you love and hope. people with mental health struggles, I get it. I have anxiety myself. I know the trials that come with it. I also deal with PTSD as well. And one of the things that I always struggle with is finding hope and love in anything. It is a constant inner struggle. But when we look at these cards, you see that bright light that you're holding within your hands. You see that subtle flame that's floating in the water, that peaceful, calm water. They also have their hands outstretched. You're looking at acceptance. Be willing to accept those wonderful memories. Be willing to accept the love that surrounds you. Because when we are able to accept that hope and love, we are able to create better transformations within ourselves. We are able to move forward in a way that is not only accepting of where we are in life, but also welcoming of where we are in life. We have our hands outstretched, waiting for the opportunities. We are not simply creating these situations or anything like that. We are opening our hands and are willing to accept those challenges ahead with that compass. It is giving us the direction that we need, which is incredibly important. That is our inner compass when you think about it. When we have our inner compass directing us, it gives us the way. The way may be hard, and the way may not always be as bright as it looks in these. It may be just as subtle as that tiny little flame. Even as this tiny little flame, which is perfectly fine. We are able to accept parts of ourselves, even if that memory of love or hope is the smallest grain of rice or the smallest flame. It's always important to look at it that way. I want to thank you for coming along with this journey with me today, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Good night.